weather been a little weird? Last week we had a couple of really cool days. I know in Ocala it was like 48. I'm like, yes, fall's here. And now it's gone. What is it? They say, wait a minute and the weather will change. Isn't that what they say about Florida? That's so true. Today I'd like to talk with you about have faith in yourself. Which sounds kind of funny because, you know, to some degree I'm sure we all do. But when you get into situations and you feel like, I'm not really sure I made the right decision. Can I do this? Do I have the skills to do this? Is this my right path? Then we start to doubt ourselves, don't we? I know you can think of times when you've done that, when you thought, okay, I'm going to make this decision, I'm going to take this class, or I'm going to do this new job, or I'm going to whatever, I'm going to remodel my house. And you start to think, wow, should I? Do I have enough skills? And then you start to doubt yourself. And then what you do is you start to pile those doubts on. Well, do I have enough money? Do I have enough smarts? Can I get there? Can I take off work? And remember, I mean, all of you, this sounds familiar, right? I mean, this isn't anything new. But instead of doing that, review all those times when you did accomplish something. How many of you thought, when you were going through a specific instance, I will never make it through this alive. This is going to kill me. I know we've all been there. And then once we get through it, we look back on it, we're like, wow, I can do it. But instead of bringing that passion forward, what do? We say, oh, well, maybe I can't do it this time. Don't do that to yourselves. Have faith in yourselves. The most important bit of information you need is that you are a part of divine infinite intelligence. Period. End of story. Do you think infinite intelligence is afraid of things? No. It is what it is. It's divine. It's always on the right track. Now, having said that, do you think you're always going to make right decisions? Probably not. But you know what? You have that strength inside of you because that spark is in you. And we as spiritualists teach that. We know that better than anybody, don't we? Because we know that when we're gone from this physical body, we're still going on, right? We're in a spirit world. We've got little wings and no, you know better than that. It's just a different vibration. The vibration that you set for yourself should be of the highest, right? Because you are infinite intelligence. You are right now. That fluidity of spirit works through you, always. But what do? We start to get in our own way, right? Well, I don't know, I'm not sure. Oh. You know, I've had some incidences in the past 3 weeks. Okay, story time. Just one little quick story. I started back at the gym. Now, it was a challenge, and the first week I thought, I can't do this. There's just no way I can do this. And all of a sudden, this little small voice in me said, why not? You can do anything you set your mind to. And I can bet each and every one of you knows that because you have been through some stuff. If you're living here on earth, you've been through stuff. But that's how we grow, right? I mean, if everything was perfect and love and light and all that all the time, you're not going to grow, right? Our purpose here is to grow, to learn, to embrace the infinite intelligence that is within each and every one of us. Believe in yourself. God Spirit believes in you. Just think of all those people over in the spirit world who are there to help you. They want you to do good. You have spirit loved ones. You have spirit guides. All of that is for you. When you go through different challenges in your life, you attract different teachers from the spirit world, believe it or not. Sometimes you have one or two that stick with you throughout your entire life. But as you go through challenges, ask. That is your right to tap into the spirit world. Because you are spirit first, encased in a physical body. You know, sometimes we treat others a lot better than we treat ourselves. What do you think that does to us? As you heard Annette announce, I'm a nurse. I'm very good at taking care of other people. Very good at it. And when I started to work out, I heard Spirit saying, you got to do this for you. You have to take care of you. Now, I'm pretty good about doing the things that I teach my patients. But I had to learn, I have to take care of myself too. And I have to treat me like I would treat any of you. And each one of you, instead of belittling yourself and saying you can't do it, treat yourself like you would treat a friend. You know, it's just like children. When they start to grow up and they start crawling, does everybody remembers kids crawling around, right? And then you're scared they're going to take that first step. And the first step they take, what happens? They fall down, right? But you don't give up on them and say, oh, well, I guess you're just not mobile. I guess we won't try anymore. You wouldn't do that, right? So why would you do that to yourself? Why would you not encourage yourself? Come on, pick yourself up. Let's keep going. You just keep going. Period. No matter what happens. You know, sometimes we fall, and then it's like, okay, well, that's not my path. I'm not supposed to do that. Maybe that's to build tenacity in us, and strength, and conviction, and dedication. Maybe it's not because we made a mistake. Maybe it's because we need to ask Spirit for help. Okay, Spirit, I kind of took a wrong path, I think. Maybe it was right, maybe it wasn't right, but let's move on. Let's get on with it. Because I know that there's a purpose for me in this life. We all have purpose to learn, to grow, to reach out and touch your friends, touch your neighbors, help them. This is the perfect place. This is your spiritual home. This church is your sanctuary. This is where you get refueled with loving like minds. You know, people look at the things that Jesus did in the Bible and they're like, wow, those are so, we can never do those things. His words are, these things I do, you can do also, right? What's stopping you? We know that we are able to stand in the power of Spirit and allow that healing energy from God to come through us into other people. We know that. People have had miraculous healings from spiritual healing. Because we open ourselves and allow that spark of the divinity to flow through us and reach those on the earth plane. Because everybody needs to have faith in themselves, right? I mean, we're all living here. We all have challenges we have to make. And sometimes, even if you don't have faith in yourself, someone else will give you that faith. They'll give you that encouragement. They'll give you what you need to make it through. That's all you need. But you have to treat yourself like you would treat others. I should say better, because I think most of us don't treat ourselves very well. I think we beat up on ourselves a lot. Now, I will tell you, being a nurse, I have to insert this. If you're not taking care of your physical body, this is your car on this earth plane. If you don't take your car in for an oil change and a lube job and filters and tires, and I don't know that much about cars, but I know I've done those things. If you don't take care of that car, it's not going to run for you, is it? Probably not. And if it's sputtering and you're going down the road and your car's going, excuse me, can we go to the mechanic, please? Right? Don't you think our bodies do that? How many times do we listen to that still, small voice? Spirit doesn't speak to you with loud booms and lights going off and fireworks and no. The Spirit speaks to you subtly on that inside of who you are. How many times do we listen though, or do we push it back and go, that's just me? Because we don't have faith in ourselves. And we don't have faith in Spirit working through us. Why would you not have faith in God? Why would you not have faith in infinite intelligence? That is an energy that permeates everything on this earth. Everything. Each and every person has infinite intelligence within them. And when you see somebody upset, or you see someone who can't open a door, or you see someone who just needs a smile or a hug, you do it, right? I know all of you've been there. Do that for yourself. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Because it's only then will you be able to have faith in yourself. When you're doing the right things for your physical body, when you're doing the right things for your spiritual body, your emotional body. How many of you work, and don't take time for yourself? No, actually I do. But each and every one of you have to take care of the whole body. The physical, the mental, the spiritual, and the emotional. Because that's your card, that's what you got when you're here. Right? And the more you take care of you, the more you'll be able to give to others. And the better you will feel. Right? I mean, how many of you have done something, I know there's been in here too, but how many of you have just taken a bubble bath and got out and thought, oh, that was just awesome. Of course, not a real hot one because we live in Florida. But those 1 or 2 days a year when it's cool, and we can take a bubble bath and you get out. Or if you go to a salon to get your hair done, or you go to a barber to get your hair done. I mean, all of you have felt the feeling when you get out of the shower. Don't you feel like, oh, I'm clean. That's how you build faith in yourself. By taking care of you. By listening to that still, small voice inside yourself. You know, where would we be if our pioneers hadn't listened to that voice? If the Fox sisters said, I'm just making that up, that can't be, that's not true. But they're like, oh, this is pretty cool. We can talk to something that's not physical. How wonderful. Instead of shutting that down. Because that's our birthright. We're part of that movement. You are here in a spiritualist church, able to understand and comprehend the spirit side of life and be taught about the spirit side of life, which is basically where we're all going when we leave here. when a bird sits on a branch, it doesn't think, oh my God, what if the branch breaks? What am I going to do then, does it? Of course not. Because it knows, it has faith in its wings. If the branch breaks, I will just go on. I will fly to another. Wouldn't it be wonderful if we could take that same thought and that same idea? Wow, kind of missed the mark on this one. I don't like that word fail. You missed the mark. Okay, so there's another mark. Let's get on to that. Let's not lament on what didn't work, what didn't happen, what you wanted to happen. Because you know, when you're on your spiritual journey, Spirit takes you where you're supposed to go. And they will give you those wings to fly. Because you were meant to soar. So have faith in yourselves. God bless you.